Welcome to my Gonzaga University Principal Certification presentation. My name is Swan Eaton, and I'm seeking acceptance into your program. The first leadership activity that I was involved in and helped spearhead was the technology committee and being chair of that committee. When we were not going to return, or we were given the news that we were not going to return to in-person learning, I spoke with my principal, and she supported me establishing a committee that would help support teachers, support teachers and identify strategies that they needed and leverage technology provided by the district in order for them to survive the remainder of the school year with online teaching. And then when we found out in the summer that we would most likely not be returning to in-person teaching, the committee and I decided to design presentations that would be a comprehensive guide for teachers, and not only for teachers, but also for students. So we called that MAC 101, and it was a 2-week course that teachers were going through with students in order to teach them how to use technology in their online format or platform for learning. We were so successful that and at that time, we had about 100 teachers and about 1,900 students, that the other middle schools within Pasco School District asked for our presentations, which we gladly shared, and they took those on and modified them for their communities and for the success of all students from the Pasco School District. And currently, we still kept that committee because staff were very supportive and keeping it. But now our focus is on artificial intelligence and how that can help empower teachers, and using how to use AI to support us in the classroom. The other activity that I have been involved in is the Avid Site Coordinator. And although I've been an Avid team member for a long time, for those 2 years, between 21 and 2023, I was the site coordinator. At that time, we were changing our principal, and our new principal was brand new to being a principal, and I had to help her understand what our focuses should be as an Avid Site team. And we focused on the critical reading process through all grade levels, and also wanted to I helped her understand how that really fit within our Pasco School District strategic plan at the time. Another leadership activity that I was involved in for a couple of years, I was the Guiding Coalition co-chair, which was a position held with the principal. And we did a lot of wonderful things the 2 years that I was involved in that. And you can see here that a STAR assessment is the district assessment that we use. And we went up 22% from fall to spring with students reading at grade level. 20% was our goal, but on average, 22% of our students were able to meet that goal. And we did this by having some committees that helped help focus on our professional learning community processes. We also used our enhancement time, which was like our RTI time with students, which focused on literacy intervention. And we did that with the guidance of our Avid critical reading strategies. We also increased the number of students at grade level in math and STAR assessment by 20%. Now that is also an average. 20% was our goal, so we did reach our goal. We also did this with the PLC process and making sure that everyone was providing rigorous assessments and not really having quality or paying attention to quality versus quantity within our assessments. And then we also decided to focus on how often our students weren't in class. So looking at our data for all of our students at the time, we created goals and helped decrease the number of students by 30% with 20 or more tardies in our classes, specifically focusing on the 8th grade, because that's where we saw most of our problem. And we did that through these action steps. We also decreased the number of chronically absent students by 16% each month which was phenomenal. And we did this with having concentrated efforts with our interdisciplinary teams and our MAT team, which is our McLaughlin action team, using Tier 1 supports and helping students, overcome that barriers or any barriers that were inhibiting them from attending school. So question number 1, how will I be successful in your program? Because it does require a lot of amount of time. Well, I've been researching this program for the last 3 years, trying to figure out which would be the best principal certification program for me to take, and also what I needed to do to be prepared for it. And with extensive conversations with my husband and knowing myself, I knew, and researching and speaking with other individuals that have gone through your program and have also worked while doing the program, I knew that I needed to take a leave of absence for my mental well-being and also for me to be successful within the program. And with that, I also needed to be financially stable to do so. So I can wholeheartedly say that I'm ready. I have those 2 things checked off. I have incredible family support. My husband has been an educator for over 25 years. So he knows exactly how to support me on this new chapter in my life. And we definitely have figured out ways to make sure that we're able to center ourselves before starting each week. So the other thing is that question number 2 wants me to answer when I received feedback that I didn't like. Well, before I became an educator, I was in marketing, and the very first time I received feedback on my marketing presentation, my very first one, I did not take it well. So after a couple days had passed, my marketing director had asked to speak with me and told me that I needed to change my mindset. And I think that was the first time I ever had heard that I had a fixed mindset. And that was hard for me to swallow as well. But through his leadership, I was able to understand to not have a fixed mindset, to have an open mindset, and to see feedback not as criticism, but as a way for self-improvement. And that was back when I was 25. And so I've had a lot of time to practice that. And when I went into education, I didn't realize how that would make me a much better effective educator. And I can see that now on how that would help me improve a school that I work in, because feedback creates a culture of trust and respect. So in the last question that feeds right into that, and how do I create a model and maintain a positive school culture? And that comes through trust. That's the first step. In understanding the needs of staff and willingness to grow together through social equity. So like equal opportunity, providing everyone with an equal chance to succeed, and access is through research, through education. Inclusion. I've been an inclusion teacher for the last 3 years, creating inclusive environments that value the diversity of each individual, not just students, but also educators, support staff, and respecting those differences among each other. Addressing disparities, identifying existing disparities in areas of education. And this might be where you implement policies and initiatives through social justice and dismantling those barriers. But the one most important to me is social capital, where I would facilitate the sharing of knowledge and expertise among educators. We are all in this journey together, and we are all in different spots within this journey with different levels of expertise. And some people's expertise is having fresh eyes on the same reoccurring problem that we're all trying to overcome. And this could lead to increased innovation and problem solving and creating platforms for knowledge sharing. There's various ways that I would like to try to facilitate this. And I believe with doing that I would create a positive school culture. So thank you very much. Once again, I'm Swan Eaton, and I appreciate your time.